When news broke about Malena divorcing Nick, there was a large support for Malena. Mr. Flamethrower said, any NMP viewer knows that Malena actually deserves a decent chunk of change for how she basically revitalized his channel. Another person wrote, she 100% deserves what she's owed. She carried OTK events in their channel for years.
Flashback.
Just like you have a Twitch career now because of nepotism, go ahead.
No, I have a Twitch career now because I chose to. I didn't go on stream for 6 years because I didn't want to. Now I finally chose to be on stream. So I think you have a Twitch career now because of nepotism.
I do, yeah.
I chose to come on here.
Well, because of chance in Greek.
False, because you were sitting at 200 viewers whenever you live with chance. Then I came on your stream and now you're fine.
I see that you made me?
End of flashback.
Some people had no idea they were married.
You didn't tell us you were married? Yeah, well, that's true. That's actually pretty, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty impressive that we kept it a secret this long. Dude, round of applause for everyone in Austin who knew, who didn't leak anything. Just legendary play. Just everyone kept it a secret that long, dude.
He also said that him and Malena does not want to talk about their divorce online. However, at every moment without being solicited for the divorce, he continues to farm it every chance he gets, which is odd considering him and Malena had no plan of talking about it.
He says, divorce, talk about it, we are waiting. No, I'm not going to talk about it.
Nick, what's something you've never told chat?
Well, I never told them straight up, hey, I'm married.
That just had to get leaked. That was crazy.
I never told them.
Yeah, but now everyone knows.
Going through a divorce. He says, divorce, talk about it, we are waiting. No, I'm not going to talk about it.
You didn't hear him going through a divorce, actually.
I heard about that, but I don't believe what I see on Twitter.
Oh, it's all real.
Damn.
Yeah. It's right now. That's gone.
A few moments later.
But the funny thing is, I'm actually currently going through a divorce, so I'm technically married.
Why would you bring that up?
He says, divorce, talk about it, we are waiting. No, I'm not going to talk about it. That is not what Malena and I want to do, so.
I like the fact that he acts as her spokesperson because he knows she is not going to go live to dispute anything he says, but the divorce is getting bad. Nick often talks about how there is no drama and there is no fighting.
But I can't say there's no like fighting or anything, so if anyone's looking for fighting or drama, it's not there.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
I am here to tell you that is not true. It actually looks like the complete opposite. There's a ton of fighting and potentially some abuse going on according to Malena. As someone who went through divorce, I find it odd for them not to be fighting, that they're still not in agreement on how their assets should be divided. And from the looks of Malena's amended divorce petition, they are far from an agreement. When Nick filed a motion to seal the court documents, people will and have assumed it's to keep his fans or even me from covering the divorce proceedings. That is far from the case. I think he proactively filed this motion to cover up Malena accusing him of financial abuse in her recent court filings and a slew of requests she's asking the judge to grant her immediately. Hi, I'm HenryResilient and I cover court documents of your favorite streamers, and today we'll look at Nick's motions to seal the divorce as well as Malena's amended petition for divorce and her request for temporary orders, and why Malena is likely to walk away from the divorce with easily $8 to $13 million, if not more. After my video dropped and right before some LSF moderator deleted the post about their divorce.
I know this is disrespectful, but Nick and the whole squad, I get honest with you. You guys are being given a treatment that other streamers are not being given. It's not applied across the board. Everybody gets shit on. 30 and y'all get off easy because you guys control the mods.
Nick went on to address my video in his Discord server. He told his Discord I was desperate for content, calling me pathetic, saying there was nothing to hide because he already said what's going on publicly, even saying that he is not going to be saving my career, accusing me of spreading misinformation, including what I now know to be Soda's house, and let's not forget my favorite one of them all, Nmplol hurting my feelings, calling me a huge leech. To my defense, my channel was birthed out of my need to make money to pay for my divorce. I cover my own divorce court documents along with R&B singer actor Tyrese's divorce, the late Green Ranger Jason David Frank's divorce, and I gained popularity covering XQC's RP divorce with the hopes of educating men on how divorce can ruin a man. As a sign of good faith, I donated 5 subs and his chat seemed to enjoy it.
It's HenryResilient. Thank you, Henry, for the 5 gifted. Is that actually you? Oh my God. Is it? Let's see if it's actually him. It is. Wow. Thanks, Henry. Appreciate it. Thank you for the video too, man. Thanks, dog.
I thought everything was cool, so I donated my Prime sub, only to be told not to make any more videos about Nick.
Henry, thanks for the Prime, dog. Please stop making videos about me. God help me.
He often says he doesn't care about the divorce, then why would he want me to stop making videos when I just post what the court docs say? Even XQC knows this.
That's a truthful statement.
Getting back to Nick and Malena's divorce, there was drama from the beginning with Malena requesting the court to divide the assets. First, Nick saying he hopes that they will come to an agreement. When there is truly no drama, a divorce petition is often entered with a divorce settlement that both parties have agreed to. It will detail how splitting the assets is going to be, similar to what happened with Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen when their divorce was finalized in under a week. Here we are with Malena and Nick, and she filed for divorce January 16th, and 6 weeks later, there is still no divorce settlement entered, and there will not be one entered for a while. On February 18th, Nick filed a motion to seal the court documents, but is not likely to go in his favor. In his opening sentences, he states the documents filed in this case are not subject to the standards for sealing court records. The reason why divorce records are not sealed is for judiciary scrutiny, as in the public has a right to see how a judge rules based on the court filings.
So it is actually not so easy to seal a court file. Court file is public record, and it is in public interest to keep all judicial procedures publicly.
So let's assume you and your spouse go to the court and say, hey, we want to seal the records. More likely than not, unless you are a celebrity or, you have some trade secrets in the divorce record, the court will deny sealing the court record.
In 12 years, I haven't seen any court filing being sealed.
Secondly, he states that sealing the court records does not have an adverse effect on public health or safety, and the records do not involve matters that should be available to the general public. Nick may be a celebrity in Austin, Texas, and even on YouTube and Twitch Spaces, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm not sure his local celebrity status will be enough to seal the court records. His lawyer should have explained this to him, but I thought this was a misstep considering all the financial information will not be available to the public anyway. Furthermore, for a guy with nothing to hide, he sure wants to hide these court filings. Also, notice that it's just him as opposed to them being in agreement to seal the court filings. The hard truth is I am not sure Malena wants the court records to be sealed because she wants the world to see him how she does without making a video online, knowing that his court documents will be public. Even on the odd chance that Nick is successful in sealing the court records, thanks to the #1 juicer, XQC records were sealed early on, but that stopped absolutely nothing. Moving on now, let's discuss Malena's first amended petition for divorce and her request for temporary orders. There were some significant changes indicating major drama. In the first petition, she specifically requested a judge divide their estate. Now she believes that they will come to an agreement, but if they do not, she still wants the court to divide their estate. Also, if the court divides their estate, she wants the courts to consider the following division of parties' estates. She wants the judge to consider Nick Palom's economic and financial abuse of her. As I said earlier in the video, she is allegedly Nick's financial abuse victim. You see, Texas is one of those rare states that if a spouse can prove marital misconduct, which is what financial abuse will fall under, instead of giving Malena 50% of the community property, the judge can award her the majority of the community property, as in way more than 50%.
But I can say there's no fighting or anything. So if anyone's looking for fighting or drama, it's not there.
Financial abuse is one of the hardest forms of domestic violence to overcome. In some of the more covert cases, you don't even know that you're being financially abused until it's too late. Here are some of the more overt ways that a victim can be financially abused, and then we'll get into the sneaky covert ways. Restricting access to money or withholding bank information. Forcing a victim to turn over their entire paycheck. Demanding to control how your income is spent. Forbidding the victim from working at all. Sabotaging the victim's employment by making them miss work or jeopardizing their job. Forcing them to work in the family business without proper compensation or compensation at all. Creating debt in the victim's name without their knowledge or consent. Forcing the victim to take on loans or debts and then controlling the repayment process. Forcing the victim to sign financial documents without understanding the consequences. And now, the covert ways. Monitoring or scrutinizing the victim's spending. Limiting the victim's access to financial information like account information or passwords. Controlling their access to transportation that helps them get to and from work. Denying them the ability to make independent financial decisions. Using guilt guilt or emotional manipulation to coerce the victim into giving money or assets, hiding or diverting money from joint accounts without the victim's knowledge, sabotaging the victim's attempts to save money or build their own financial independence, making the victim feel financially dependent, using financial generosity as a means to control, like gift giving but with strings attached, or minimizing the victim's financial contributions or accomplishments. This is definitely not a comprehensive list. Abusers do this to maintain financial control so that you can't leave. The whole point is power and control. They want to keep you.
There are many different ways a person can be financially abused, but it sounds like he took her off or limited her access to joint accounts. This will also come up again in her filing. Malena specifically requested, should their divorce go to trial, she wants the judge to consider Nick has not granted her access to their community property accounts, including for the purpose of insight and access to such community funds. Imagine being mid-divorce and you see your soon-to-be ex-husband buying his new girlfriend an $11,000 Chanel bag with your money.
What is that? Are we serious right now? And I see that motherfucker in the back. He can't even hide. Oh, my man is down. Atrocious. 11K? $11,000?
She has a legal right to know how much that bag cost and what account it came out of or what credit card it was put on, because technically it's her money too.
Does this mean Catchy's Chanel bag actually belongs to Malena?
Now let's get to her list of demands she wants the judge to grant her. First, she wants the courts to grant her possession of the home she is currently residing in and to prohibit Nick from entering or remaining on the premises of the residence unless they agree he can visit or the court tells him he can. Since she is allegedly in Norway, it's rumored she purchased a house in Norway, but I cannot find any proof to substantiate that. This is typical because divorce turns friends into enemies, and the last thing she probably wants is Nick popping up on her to talk. The judge will likely grant this request. Second, she wants the judge to order Nick to buy her a car that Nick cannot take control of and for him to pay the car insurance on the vehicle. Sounds like wherever she is without a car. She's married to a multi-millionaire and she has no car of her own. This is pretty sad. The judge may grant her this, but whatever amount that is awarded to her may end up coming out of her final settlement. So if the judge orders Nick to pay her a lump sum of $50,000 for a car, the divorce settlement number will be minus $50,000. Third, she wants the court to know that she does not want Nick's car at all. I like that she made this point because technically it's half her car. This includes the beloved GTR and the Escalade. It's safe to say the judge will grant this request also. Fourth, this is a big one. She wants the judge to make Nick pay support to her until the divorce is finalized. Nick is lucky he lives in Texas because the maximum amount of temporary support is $5,000 or 20% of the paying spouse's average monthly gross income, whichever one is less. I say it's pretty safe to say he'll be paying her $5,000 a month tax-free until their divorce is finalized. The judge will likely grant this because she already said she doesn't have access to community accounts. So if $20,000 is nothing, then what's $5K a month?
You know how much money I was making back then when I made that comment?
How much?
$20K a month.
That's still a lot of money.
It's
That's a shit ton of money.
It's all we make that.
Yeah, but why
we
did
make
you,
that in an hour now.
No.
It's all about comparisons.
Fifth, and this is something we all could have seen coming, she wants to be permitted to retrieve her things from Soda's house with a third party. The third party will likely be a family member or the police. I would be surprised if it's another streamer or if it's streamed at all. The judge will 100% grant this request to retrieve her belongings. It's ironic on the surface he bigged up Malena to the public on his streams, like in this clip of him talking to Agent Zero.
The biggest thing I'm ever spending money on actually is the divorce, because when you split everything in half, that's a pretty big paycheck.
But that's scary, bro. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not worried about it. But no, I couldn't even do 5 cars if I wanted to.
That's actually scary, bro. Like, you dead ass worked for that, you know?
Yeah, but she helped. She actually was a very integral part of the channel.
I don't know your dynamic, but
no, I mean
half?
Yep. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not. It's a-okay. Trust. Yeah. You know, I don't want to speak too highly of her, but you should meet her one day. She's great.
What's her name?
Malena. Yeah, she's great. You can, if you want to give it a shot, you can. I wouldn't mind. I just wanted her to be happy.
I'm good.
But yet she is telling the court she's a victim of financial abuse. Either she is lying or he is. Who do you believe?
But I can say there's no like fighting or anything. So if anyone's looking for fighting or drama, it's not there.
But Malena is not done yet. There's one big thing she also wants Nick to cover. Malena wants Nick to pay for her attorney fees, which is standard, but she wants him to pay for fees, appraisals, actuaries, accountants, and so forth. Since Malena was the equivalent of a stay-at-home wife and does not have access to the funds, the judge is likely to grant this request also. That's right, like I said in the first video, everything including OTK will be audited. I am 100% sure they do not want some auditor going through their books seeing how much money is coming in versus how much is going out. Since Nick announced himself as an owner on October 27, 2020, all vehicles will be appraised along with their YouTube and Twitch channels and any other asset he owns or acquired after they got married on September 25th, 2015. This is the nasty part of divorce where Nick is going to pay people to make sure Malena is aware of every penny she can walk away with from this marriage. It's a hard pill to swallow. To add a little cherry on top, she wants Nick to pay for her legal fees forever when it comes to the divorce. In the event it goes to trial and she appeals, she wants Nick to pay for it. This is why it's huge for Nick to settle ASAP to eliminate going to trial and her appealing. She has literally all the leverage, and the accountants she hires are going to have to go through all of their finances with a fine-tooth comb. In terms of the divorce settlement, I was wrong about them owning the house. His fans quickly brought it to my attention. It's Soda's house. So I did some digging, and yes, it's still Soda's house. I do not watch them or know the lore, so I just assumed Nick, being a multi-millionaire, would own the house he lived in. But the house is inconsequential to the millions Malena is going to walk away with. Even the $300,000 in spousal maintenance is chump change should the divorce process extend past the 10-year mark on September 25th, 2025. The big fish in the divorce is not even the fact that she currently owns approximately 45% of his YouTube channel because it was started June 7th, 2014, a little over a year before they got married. That percentage of equity in the YouTube channel grows each day until the divorce is granted. And if it's true that he began streaming on Twitch in 2016, Malena is legally entitled to half the channel's revenue because she owns half of it. It's a family business. She also is legally entitled to half the value of his shares in OTK. The big fish in this whole divorce is Nick and his investments. Nick is a smart guy and has been rich for a long time. If this next clip is true, Malena will walk away from this divorce easily with $7.5 to $13 million off this one investment.
How do you do with the stock market?
Oh, fantastic.
You know what's crazy? I put $750K into Nvidia.
When?
Before it exploded.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're chilling?
I'm rich as f now.
Wait, when did you put it?
Literally like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, rich as f.
Oh my god.
It's crazy.
You $750K 5 years ago.
All the money that I had up until that moment, yeah, just threw it in that bitch.
This clip came out in June 2023, and 4 to 5 years ago, Nvidia's stock was super cheap. For the sake of argument, let's just say he did buy in January 2018 when Nvidia's stock was $608 a share. $750,000 would net him roughly 123,000 shares. Let's say he never sold any because why would he? He's making millions from Twitch and YouTube. Those shares today have a value of $124.92 per share at the time of this recording, with a current value of $15 million. But wait, it gets better. If Nick bought the stock in January 2019, the value of his investment is worth more because the stock price in 2019 was $3.57 in January, and that $750,000 investment would have netted him roughly 210,000 shares, bringing the current value to a whopping $26 million. Now, sure, he could be trolling because, you know, watching Nick is like watching two truths and a lie. Do I think he invested in Nvidia? Yes. Do I think he is rich as fuck? Yes. Do I think he sunk $750,000 into Nvidia when it was dirt cheap? No. But it's clips like these that Malena will be sure to get to the bottom of, because it could be $7.5 to $13 million in community assets she owns. I imagine right now, if Nick has not done so already, from the looks of her file and he has it, Nick is going to have to respond to a request for documents. Malena's super divorce lawyer, and she has one of the best divorce lawyers in Texas, has likely requested the last 3 years of all banking statements, credit card statements, investment account statements, and the last 3 years of taxes that were filed on their behalf. After a judge rules in her favor for likely all the requests, the super lawyer will hire a super certified divorce financial accountant, and the auditing process will begin. This process will take months to conclude, and Nick will also hire his own financial team to perform the same job. Nick's lawyer will also draft up a response to her request for temporary support and hopefully address address the financial abuse allegations, which is the biggest red flag. It's crucial that he addresses the financial abuse allegations because it's a form of domestic violence. As I explained earlier, it can impact the division of community property. It's a shame if she honestly does not have control of significant community assets to pay attorney fees and expenses. Sounds like she doesn't have access to any bank accounts with significant value. During a divorce, you cannot legally refuse her access to bank accounts she normally had access to unless she never had access to them to begin with. If this is true, she will have a slam dunk case for financial abuse because she's likely been abused and didn't know it until she reached out to a lawyer. If Nick said there is no drama and there's no fighting, why is she making the courts aware of him allegedly financially abusing her? I wonder how Nick is going to try to spin this to his loyal fans, how there's no trauma. I'm sure he'll farm this like he farmed the breakup, like he's farming the divorce. Let me know in the comments section who you believe is telling the truth.